They're up here, so we're heading up to the point to enjoy the sunshine and have a few snacks. Tina's gonna have some vino. I'm gonna have some soda water or water. And I brought my camera, so that's what's on my back. And Tina has the tripod. Show me the tripod. There. She doesn't like carrying it, but I need her to carry it while we're walking, so. Anyways, when we get there, I'm going to explain the photography I want to do, so that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be about taking long exposures with your camera. So you need a DSLR or a mirrorless camera where you have access to shutter speeds, apertures, and all that stuff, and hopefully a wide lens. Not a long lens, a wide lens, and I'll show you that when we get there. So the idea is to do a 10, 15, 20 second exposure to make everything blurred, and you need the camera anchored down. It's a cool effect. It creates very almost like a water painting, you know, one of those. It's impressionistic of sorts, so that's the goal, and we'll see what we get. Right now, it's just a theory, and I've created nice results back home in Canada using this technique with, you know, waterfalls and rapids and what have you. It's a really, really cool effect. I've just never done it here, so this will be a first, and I will show you later what I end up with. Talk to you in a bit. Hey, check out this car. Car's been there about what, 6 weeks, you figure? That car. It's been abandoned for about 6 weeks now. And we walk by it every day and it's like, still there. Must be a story to it. I don't know. It's on Pura Vida time, meaning the authorities will get to it when they get to it. We'll see you in a bit. Man, it is windy. So here we go. This is what I'm shooting. I have a Sony a7R II with a G Master 2.8 16-35 Sony lens. It's an excellent lens. I just acquired it last year, and I'm shooting at 16, so at the widest setting. And what I'm doing is this. I'm shooting at ISO, I think it's 64. It's pretty low, so you want to shoot these at a low ISO, and you want to have a long exposure. So I've got it at aperture priority, so I'm set at f16. This camera goes from 2.8 all the way to f22. However, most lenses at f22, they start to degrade. The image is not as sharp, so even though you get maximum depth of field, it just doesn't work as far as optimum sharpness. So I went up to 16, and here's the whole key right here. This is a 10 times, it's a filter. You know, it's called neutral density. So it's going to give me 10 times less exposure. And I'm going to put it on the front, and I'm going to let the camera do the work. So I pre-focused, so it's on manual focus. This is really important. You cannot use autofocus because the exposure is going to be about 10 to 20 seconds long. That's what you want. You see, I want to get these waves rolling in, so it's kind of like, the whole idea is I wanted to have a painterly effect. So I'm going to throw this neutral density on the front. I've already pre-focused. I've set it to aperture priority. I'm at f16. I don't care what the shutter speed is. I'm anticipating it's going to be a very long exposure. Now I've set it to a 2-second delay, so watch this. Started to expose right there, and I'm hoping to get maximum water, and I'm hoping to get not wet. There, so that was about a 12-second exposure. So I'm going to try another one. The tight's coming in pretty high here. So I'm going to wait until that wave comes in nice and high, I've got the sun in this picture, so there we go. And the water's coming up on each side, which is kind of cool. That was a shorter exposure. I'm gonna have a look, see what I got here. It looks pretty dark. It's dark because of the sun. It's compensating for all that sunlight that's coming into the image. So this wind's got me a little bit worried in the sense that it might create camera shake. That's why I have it at a 2-second delay. I don't want any camera shake from when I depress the shutter. I'm going to take a bunch of exposures. I'm going to move around a little bit and go over to that point right over there. Tina's over there. I don't know if you can see her. She's right there having a glass of wine. Alright, let me see what we got. It actually looks pretty cool. So obviously I'm going to show some images and then I'm going to insert them in this video. So okay, let me move to another spot. Alright, check this out. So we got the water, as you can tell, the water coming up between the rocks. That's what I'm hoping to capture. Forgot to mention, I also bought my other A7R2. I've got two of these bodies, plus an A7RS, an A7S, yeah, which I barely use. But the A7R2, I was so happy when I bought my first A7R2. I bought a second one. By the time I bought the second one, it was already a 3-year-old model, and so you get a better price when it's older. So I know the A7R4 is out, possibly the 5 is coming out soon, and I don't feel compelled to want to change. However, I'm going to look into them at some point in time. I'm more concerned with investing my money in good lenses. So I'm shooting, speaking of good lenses, a 2.8 Bathis 135. What I'm hoping to do, so I have this on around my shoulder on my strap. What kind of strap is this? It's called Black Rapid? Yeah, you know the brand. So I'm hoping to get some wave shots. I'm going along shore and just as waves come splashing in. And so that's what I'm doing with the 135. So I'm set up here with the same setup I had a minute ago. And I'm going to do another exposure. Here comes that wave. See that wave? It wasn't too bad. It's still exposing. Yeah, it's a long one. It's going up to 20 seconds. Jeez, see how long that was? I thought maybe I'd missed it. That was a long exposure. Okay, so I'm going to realign this. The composition's off a little bit. You know, you can do a lot of improvements in camera just by getting good composition. So the composition I'm working with in this particular shot, there's sort of diagonal lines in the foreground with the water flowing and the shape of the rocks. But I want the horizon and the sun to be smack dab sort of in the middle. I'm not using thirds or quadrants. I'm just using very much the way Stanley Kubrick shoots his movies. Smack dab in the middle. Alright, let me do another one. I'm going to set this up. So the sun is setting, obviously. I'm right on the point. It's kind of scary, you know, the wind's pretty brisk, and I always get a little nervous when I'm this close to the edge of the water, because in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, I'm going to be completely underwater if I stay here. It's, you know, the tide's rolling in, and sometimes it can catch you by surprise. So anyways, I'm doing a few more shots. This is my scene. So I'm going to wait till the sun drops. I'm going to stay here and keep doing a bunch of exposures. You can see the waves. They're crashing in. And I'm trying to get shots with my longer lens. Just some like little shots of like areas where the waves can crash. You know? anyways, I'll show you what I got once I get home and get to edit this, and you'll see what I mean. Thanks.